Run Zombie of the Halloween Part Two, basically the movie was kind of disappointing for me to say at the least. To say at the least, I want to personally just want to say this also too for people that has never seen these films. I would encourage you guys. Would I want to encourage you guys if you guys want to watch these movies? I would definitely if you want to watch them. But if you're not at the faint of heart, like for other people that can really can watch these kind of movies and stuff like that, I will warn you. I will warn you. There's a lot of things, a lot of things based on this movie that you really want to see or you don't want to see. So I figured I just want to say it. But like I said, for these movies are not for the faint of heart. So I figured I just want to let you guys know about this. So basically, as I was saying, basically, I believe that the second film of the Rob Zombie film of Halloween 2, or part 2 of this movie was very disappointing. Anything like that. One thing I really want to say is that I felt like some of the different things that they put that they make Michael basically is completely different person, not the completely of the person like he used to be, like who he really was. I think the first movie was very good, but I think that the first movie, because I wouldn't say like I'm very disappointed right like that, but there were just some things I just didn't really base I just did not understand. That's one of the reasons why, because I gave it an 8 out of 10. I'm not saying I hate the film or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but it just didn't really explain really a lot of the things, especially the cliffhanger at the end of it, basically at the end of the movie, where you see Lori is Michael Myers' sister, and he calls his sister named Boo. So I do believe that's just basically what he actually it basically feels to me. One thing I also want to say is also too, because this is also kind of like for something I just don't seem was to really to understand like, because when you're watching this movie, not the first movie, but in the second movie, Michael was asking him, or maybe it was the mother, like telling Michael, like, I will rescue you. I'll be in a white gown, like a white dress, like getting married with the white horse and stuff like that. And to be honest, I really don't know what that means or anything like that, because I think that's kind of like maybe a reference of the Four Horsemen or something like that. I mean, I really do not know or anything like that, or anything like that. But or maybe it was just something completely much more different. Maybe the opposite, like the second coming of Jesus Christ or something like that. That's what basically it kind of basically feels to me and stuff like that, because it just didn't look right, because it just really actually didn't. Maybe I'm just a little confused. Why was the white horse was there, or and her wearing that white gown? Maybe this was a representation, like she's going to save her son or something like that, or maybe that she can save her son from insanity, because the way that he really actually is and stuff like that. Because even based on the first movie is basically, to me, is that from the way I look at it, the way I look at it from the first film, the kid wasn't good. The kid was insane, because what he did was not like any other kid that you would basically see stuff like this, see stuff like that. It's kind of crazy to me from looking at that first film and just seeing what Michael Myers did. He killed his father. He kills one of his sister, and he also kills the boyfriend. You never would basically would expect just to see from a 10-year-old child has like a butcher knife and just go just like that. It's just like it's crazy. I mean, it's something very, very crazy. And because the person, to be honest with you, this is the first time I ever seen basically of a film where basically would just do that kind of stuff and stuff like that and stuff like that. And I have to say, like, wow, Rob's like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Are you seriously crazy? That's what it felt. That's what it basically felt to me. That was my take for the first film, because it was just like, oh my gosh, it's just like basically what he did. But then they transformed it into basically some psychiatrist place where he's insane or something like that. You could just look at him when he was younger back then. You could look at him, just look at him like the kid is not right in the mind. The kid was just absolutely just insane. He's has completely different set of moment about what he does, especially on the masses that he wears. It's just it kind of just says like, like maybe he's afraid that somebody may look at him in the wrong way or anything like that. Some people may think some people may think that or anything like that. But even though when he finds like the mask that he really wants, it's basically kind of like the mask, like who he really actually is and why he's so drawn in. Why he's so drawn in. Like some people will probably say, this kid is dangerous. You don't want to mess with a kid like this. Let me just say this also too. Remember the movie. I know this seems kind of a little off of the limb based on what I can see here. If you pay attention to a movie which is called Men in Black, when you go to see the training like with Will Smith, is basically doing the exam and stuff like that, and then like going to a shooting range, goes to the shooting range. If you look very closely into the movie, into that movie, you can see where basically where Will Smith fired the gun at this basically at this girl. Why did he do that in the first place? To explain to you the reason why he did that basically is because if you look closely you can look closely at the shooting range, like I said, at the shooting range, you can see that the girl that she has books in her hands, and those books basically is something for basically for a child should not be reading or anything like that. Because if there was like some kind of child was really actually reading those kind of books, that would tell me. That's what tells me. That's what tells me. For one, for one, it would be impossible for a child for not being able to understand those kind of physics. And number two, there's no way in the world basically like a child would learn these kind of different things. And number three, why would a child basically have that? That's the reason why I'm referencing basically that, because basically what I see from Michael on the other hand. Was it Michael's fault because he's insane and he's crazy or something? It's not just because like he's insane or that he's crazy or anything like that. It's not just basically of that. It's basically that you rarely get to see like a person that has pure evil in their heart. I mean, pure evil in the heart. It horrifies you. It really, really actually does. It's with that. One other thing I definitely do want to mention also too. One thing I did not like about what they did to Michael's character was I was kind of upset. I was kind of upset. Which I guess you would say I rage quit from the films with that, and because it didn't make me upset. It made me feel disappointed, and I said like, no, I'm not going to continue watching it because it didn't make no sense. It made no sense. And the point with it basically it felt to me is based that he's wearing a hoodie over his over himself, stuff like that. And basically, to be honest, I want to say this for out of curiosity, is basically that I've always wanted to see what Michael looks like basically without the mask, because I'm really kind of wondering like what does he look like? What does he really want? Even though what Michael even said was basically is something like you basically see these pumpkin people or something like that. It's weird. I mean, it's really actually weird. This is the first time I've ever seen that basically somebody actually would do something like that, because this is kind of like a Ram Zombie kind of situation. But however, it wasn't has no relate relating of the feeling basically from the first film or the second film or even from the classics. But I understand this is how Rob Zombie likes it or anything like that. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just what basically what it felt to me is basically that, because like basically where basically Michael Myers, he wants to save. I think he just wants to save his sister or something like that. Maybe he loves his sister, or maybe something he wants to do to her. I don't think Michael Myers is not really basically completely basically of that person would just basically like he kills his mom or he just kills his sister. I don't think Michael Myers will not do stuff like that. But the question is, why did he kill the father and his other sister and the boyfriend? Why? I basically want to tell you why. Because I think Michael Myers took things kind of personal. I think he really actually did. Because that's what it basically feels like. But I still go back, and I'm just quite shocked and surprised just to see like the basic kind of character of what Michael just really actually did, and basically stuff. And it just also let you guys know, I'm not trying to be weird or anything like that, but it's just like I referenced from the movie from the Men in Black movie, because like I said before, because like what Will Smith basically just did, shot that girl because the situation that she was holding in her hand was just something that nobody ever could not be able to understand those kind of physics, because it would be very, very impossible that if someone were to have like a super mind, genius mind, like Albert Einstein or anything like that, that's what it basically That's what basically it feels to me. And I do like the reference because what Will Smith basically says because it makes a perfect thing perfect kind of clear. Now I'm not saying Men in Black is kind of reference to basically of the Halloween, but I'm just basically just saying because like I said before, because what Will Smith did was kind of genuine and basically for what he did was actually was correct because even though he was telling the director is that there's no like I said before, there's no way in the world that a kid like her, based on what he did, I mean, based on what Will Smith did, was the right thing to do because all those physicists that right there, it's impossible for somebody at that kind of age of a kid would not be able to learn those kind of different things and stuff like that. So I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to reference that face into the movie of Halloween, but it does bring something that you can think about because from what I see from Michael to the Men in Black, from the Men in Black, like a kid would just basically just would not be able to know that kind of stuff or anything like that unless in some cases like doing something crazy something like that. And that's what it feels to me for Michael. Michael's not really basically he's a crazy kind of person because he's really is not. He's really not. I think he is a misunderstood character basically in the movie. So sometimes with all these Halloween different movies and stuff like that, they kind of like twist and turn into saying like, this is what Michael Myers did, this is what Michael Myers done, and stuff like that. So on. And I mean that's what it basically feels to me. But I just think that some certainties based on the second film, it just didn't illustrate really based that much based on the reference of the first movie because I think there was just some elements that I just really I really didn't understand. And it's one thing based with the white gown of the wedding and the white horse. I just did not understand also well too. So I mean, it was just something that was just like I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. But yeah. So yeah, it was. That's it for this movie review. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And I mean, even though this is just my take, this is basically what I think. So like that, and I don't like I said before, I don't mean to reference based from a movie that doesn't really come clear to Halloween. But like I said before, it's just something. It's just something what Will Smith basically actually did from that movie, The Men in Black, was very smart. What he did, and I still will argue based off that fact because what he said and what he did, there's nothing that basically that a kid would basically learn that kind of physics and stuff like that because it's impossible for something like that. And that's why I think when it comes to based to Michael as a character, not like a mad side kind of person, but basically Michael as a person, that when you look at him and you see something that you really don't want to see, and you better start running away. So yeah, but yeah. Anyways, that's it for this review. Do you guys agree with me? You guys don't agree with me? I'd love to hear what you guys say. And so yeah, and my final review for this movie, I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10 because it's just I mean it just didn't look right basically for me. And it just really didn't really sit off for me and stuff like that. I'm not saying the movie sucks or anything like that. I expect a little bit more from Rob Zombie. That's basically my opinion. So yeah, it was the Sunlight. It was us against her. Take care. Hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit the like button, give me a thumbs up, or give me a thumbs up. It doesn't matter to me. And leave me comments below. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.